set?
Yep.
All right. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ben.
I'm JamieLynn.
And we are here to talk about our top 10 favorite games of 2025. In the last one that we recorded, we talked about our 2024 favorite games. Yep. We revisited that. Had a lot of movement with that.
Mm-hmm.
How do we feel about the games that came out in 25 overall?
Well, I haven't played a lot of them. I've played enough to get 10, but there's definitely still a lot I want to try.
Okay. I feel like this year I played a lot more than I normally do with the new hotness. So I feel, at least on the lighter end side of gaming, I played a lot of them, and I think for the first year, this is probably the first year I feel actually pretty okay with my list.
Where I feel like when we do the revisit for this, I could have a completely different list.
Sure. So, how do you feel about the games that you did play overall in the scale of previous years versus previous years of games?
I think last year was a little stronger for me, but I think this is still really good games.
I feel like this year we have better games across the board. But I think last year had, or 24 had maybe heavier hitters.
That's true, yeah.
Necessarily, but I feel like I have more games across the board that are in my 100, but a lot of them are in on the lower end of that. So, but there were definitely quite a bit, and I feel like I have at least 10 games worthy of my top 100.
Nice.
From that. So, yes. I only included brand new games for myself. I did not include second editions or re-implementations.
I did not do that.
You did not? Okay. That's okay. I'm sure I'll talk about a couple that will later on, but there was definitely a few second editions that came out that were really good, and third editions or new editions.
Yep.
There were also some expansions for games. I did not include any of those in this list? Myself?
No expansions.
Okay. And no expand-alones. But I did include games that were re-themes that use the same world as other board games, but they weren't re-implementations. They were entirely new mechanics altogether. Yeah, there was a couple of those. But yeah, I feel good. I think in my total rankings, I had about 35 different games from 2025 that I ranked in total.
Nice.
But I only have data for my top 10 or 12 of them. I think 12 or so on hand at least. Yeah, I think we can get started with the list.
Yeah.
All right. Ladies first.
Sure.
All right.
My number 10 is a game that I've only played on BGA with you.
Okay.
It's Leaders.
Oh yes, Leaders.
It's a 2-player game where you're going to be drafting these characters and trying to surround your opponent's leader, either 2 or all of them or something like that.
Yeah.
Or they're all surrounded. And they each have powers, and then we played with the advanced mode where you can ban a character, and it's just been really fun.
I think the advanced mode with being able to ban characters is essential for if you're playing against if you're playing with the same people.
Yep.
Then they start to develop the same strategies over. That really adds to the the variability of stuff and forcing players to deviate from their original strategies.
Yep, for sure.
And I do like that. It made my top 20. It wasn't in my top 10, but it was definitely one that I would get the game, the physical copy if it was available. But yeah, and it's not that expensive for the kind of game that you get and the components that you get. I think it's around the $40 range, which isn't bad for a 2-player game that has a whole bunch of characters.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right, my number 10 is a game that surprised me a little bit. It's by Portal Games, and that's called Bohemians.
Yep.
So Bohemians is I guess you call it a deck building game. It's a deck building game in which you are playing as bohemians, trying to be creative and plan out your day using these cards to on your own personal board, plan out the day of the different activities that you're going to do, like just visiting the cafe and spending time with friends. And you also have to go to work, because if you don't go to work, you're going to have to face hardships, and those can range from homelessness to alcohol addiction, opium addictions, and having anxiety, to as wild things as hypersexuality and syphilis.
Yep.
And like you can actually give each other syphilis in this game, which is kind of crazy, which is like the gift that keeps on giving. Yeah, if you don't go to work, you can get syphilis. I feel like we were talking about that earlier off camera about this. And it has the same kind of mechanism that After Us has, where you're lining up these cards and you're matching the different symbols together to score points. And so you're trying to balance how many points can I get, but also leaving a spot open in your day to go to work.
Yep.
So that and you're trying to accomplish personal achievements in your life, and those achievements are going to become more expensive as the game goes on.
Mm-hmm.
So you're racing to get as many achievements as you can, and more than your opponent, and plan out your day in the most creative way, while also trying to go to work so that you don't have to overcome these hardships. And I also like in this game they have the leftover currency. You can't use your leftover currency for buying cards but you can use it later on and bank it up for actions later on in future rounds.
Mm-hmm.
But also you can't be too greedy, because you max out at 20 for those, which is a couple cool little eccentricities, I guess you would say, about this game that make it unique. And I enjoyed it. I was surprised by it. I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did, but we played it on BGA a few times. I taught it to a few people and had some success with it. But I will say it is quite punishing.
It is, yep.
If you don't get going and get your work done, and you don't go to work each day, you can collect a lot of those hardships, and those can bog down your deck for sure.
That happened to me.
I feel like that could directly impact your enjoyment of the game if you have too many hardships. So it is punishing in that aspect. Do you feel like that was one of the downsides for that game for you? Yeah?
I'd probably have to try it again.
Okay, with just having that mindset of making sure you don't get hardships?
Yep.
Yeah. That's something I realized early on, is that, I cannot be getting these hardships, because they're going to bog down your deck, and they're going to keep bogging down more and more, because one thing leads to another. Homelessness leads to opium addiction, which leads to hypersexuality, which leads to syphilis.
Yep.
Which leads to you giving syphilis to other people, which gives them hardships.
Yep.
Yes. It's thematically, I feel like for a simple card game, it tells a great story, and there is this aspect of the game where in between every planning phase you can actually stop and tell the story of what you're doing with your day.
Yep.
Which I know not too many people are into that kind of thing. I know that wasn't kind of our thing within our group. We didn't want to really do storytelling, but I enjoy that with games like this. That gives you the option to do some extra storytelling and role playing with this, for sure. And I feel like I talked about this game for a long time. But I really enjoy it, and it's one that I'm going to be talking about more on the channel. So, that is Bohemians by Portal Games. Not designed by Ignacy Trevicek.
My number 9 is another game I've only played on BGA with you. It's Viva Katrina.
Oh, yes.
It's a tile laying game where you're trying to make these patterns to put these little square things in. I don't know what they're called, or rectangles. And then there's also the butterfly track, and then you're trying to get I think it's 3 of different things. And it's just been one I've enjoyed, and it's been fun.
So what do you think of the theme of this game?
I don't know what the theme is really. I just played it.
because you're doing like this, you're running this like Day of the Dead festival like market, and you're building these different stalls and stuff for people to visit along this. You're building out this like mapper sorts of pathways and walkways, and different like market stalls and things for people to visit. And it's the theme isn't super strong in this game. It's more so about drafting tiles and placing them and matching them up Carcassonne style to your own personal. Yeah, it's a fun little game. Hard to get within the U.S. Unfortunately, there's no U.S. release, and unfortunately, the publisher is not answering my emails. Yeah, that's a fun game though.
Yeah,
definitely wish it had more exposure. For sure. All right. My number 9 is a 2-player game that also surprised me a little bit, and that's Toy Battle.
Nice.
Yeah, so Toy Battle is a game that we have played a few times on BGA. It's got all these different maps, and you are playing these toys and trying to conquer your opponent's base, and you're trying to build a path to your opponent's base, and they all have a number and a power associated with them, and you can play one on an empty spot where adjacent to where you already control, or you can play on top of an opponent's toy if your toy is bigger and more powerful. Yeah, it's got all these different maps you can play with. I bought a copy for my friend Wendy when I was at OrcaCon this year, and we played a few rounds of that, and she really enjoyed this game. She wasn't expecting to enjoy a game about toys. She doesn't care about these little like toy characters and battling with little toys, but she played the game and she thoroughly enjoyed it. And that's Toy Battle.
Yeah, it's a fun one. I would need to try it again. I didn't fully understand the rules when I played it.
Okay.
So that's when it probably could make the list if I played it more.
Sure.
It seems like the kind of game I'd like.
Yeah, it's fun once you like it. It doesn't have too many rules to it. I think it's just understanding what each type of toy does, like the army men does versus the rubber duck and the little skeletons and stuff. Yeah. I'm curious to see if they have little like mini expansions to it, adding like extra characters.
Yeah, that'd
and
be
stuff.
fun.
And more maps. Like it has enough maps, but having extra maps that you can print out or something would be pretty cool.
Yeah, it would. My number 8 is a 2nd edition. I never played the first one, and it's Park 2nd edition. It's another one we played on BGA. It's one where you're going to be going down the one-way path, and you can never go backwards, and you're stopping to get these parks, and I can't really explain this game.
Oh, yeah. So Parks is a game where you're going along a path, and you are collecting different resources like sunshine, water, trees, and mountain, like wooden tokens, and you are turning them in to visit different national parks, and each park is going to be worth a certain number of victory points. And you are camping along the way as you are going down this track, and you can go as far along this track as you want, but you can't go backwards, and you have 2 different hikers. Yeah. 2nd edition is super well done. It combines all the best aspects of the couple expansions that it came out with.
That's what I've heard,
and took away all the bloat, so It 2nd edition definitely was good enough that made me ditch my 1st edition copy. I donated it to a buddy of mine for his students because we had gotten 2nd edition, and it's just so much better. I do like the 1st edition art and the old posters that they used, but the mechanics. Yeah, so you had never played 1st edition?
Nope.
Okay.
I almost played it a few times, but then it just never happened.
Okay. 1st edition was one of Sharita's top 5 games, and then the 2nd edition just made her love it even more. And so this one I did not include it because it was the 2nd edition, but it would have been in the top 3 because that one, not only for me, because it took Parks, which was a good game, but it wasn't anything that was high on my list, and it put it in. It definitely made it a contender in my top 50 for sure. And which we just finished my top 50 just recently. at least the first few segments of it. Yeah. Park Second Edition is super good. And you've only played it on BGA?
Yep, so far. I'll probably buy it eventually.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. And we're on number 8.
Yep.
Number 8. My number 8 is another sticking with the theme of hard to get games where the publisher hasn't responded to emails for, and that is called Norseman. Yeah, so Norseman is a game in which you are trying to vie for control of these different areas. You have a Viking clan, and you are going to be building up these the long ships to go to different areas, and then you are going and trying to spread the word, basically. I don't know if it's like the word of God or what, but speaking your law of sorts. They're called law speakers, and you are going to be going to different areas and doing that. And you're building up different settlements in these areas as you explore them, and you are going to be, the more ships you build, the more areas you can explore. It's actually not a super easy game to learn how to play, unfortunately.
Yeah, I tried winging it on BGA and it didn't go good.
I'm thankful that I did not try and wing it that first game. I kind of winged it the first half, and then I was like, oh, this isn't working out for me. I should actually learn how this game works. In the second half, and then I really enjoyed it once I learned, once it clicked to me, how it works. Yeah. And,
yeah, that's one I need to try again.
And it's one that I'd like to get a copy of it, but it's another European game where it's just not available in the U.S. and they have no distribution, and it was one of those, I think it was a Kickstarter that
oh wow,
that only fulfilled and then didn't, and then they just kept all their copies within Europe. And I tried reaching out to the company for a copy to see if we could bring it to the U.S. somehow, and haven't heard anything back from them. So, but I still enjoy this game. It's in my top 10 of the year. Yeah, but I'm not sure where it's gonna land though if I can't get myself a copy to play. It's might not stay in the spot.
My number 7 is a 2-player game, another one we played on BGA.
Okay.
It's Zenith.
Yes, Zenith.
It's a lane battler type game where you're gonna play cards depending on the cost, and then you're trying to get these discs to the bottom, and you want 4 different or 3 of the same color.
Yep.
Is there one more way to win?
I think you can win by having 3 of the same.
3 of the same.
4 different, or 5 total.
Yes. Okay. And then there's a other track over here where you can go up and get different things, and then you can turn in a card depending on one of the 3 symbols.
Yeah.
And that can get you money or the leadership token, I think it's called.
Yep.
And it's just been a fun one. I've really enjoyed.
Yeah. I like the medallion aspect of when you have the gold and silver medallion where you get to have 1 or 2 extra cards in your hand. And then there's 2 different types of currencies, which is cool. They have the credits where you can use to play the cards, and they have their own currency that they invented called Zenithium or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, with the little yellow token that lets you move up the tracks, and the effects escalate over time. Oh yeah, this is definitely a fun one for sure that I want to get to the table. And it sounds like there might be some copies available in the U.S. soon. So
I thought I saw it for sale on the online store.
Yeah, they've been doing it for, there's been some on their website, and then more and more people are starting to get copies on other stores. So I'm going to keep my eyes out for that for sure. All right. So my number 7 is a heavy game, and I don't know where it's going to land in the future just because of how heavy it is. It might be too heavy for me, and that's Galactic Cruise. Yes. So Galactic Cruise is a game where you are running your own Galactic Cruise line, and you are going to be advertising the cruise, and you're going to be hiring people to promote this cruise and be a sort of front desk people to check people into to these cruise. And then you're going to be building up your cruise ships with different like activities and things they can do along their cruise, and then you're gonna ship them off into space and hope they have a good time and maybe make it back or not. But there's so much going on. You got these little gear pieces that you're putting on the board that give you different effects over time, and it's one of those games that every time I play it, I just have to relearn it completely. And have you seen the physical copy of this?
I've seen videos on it, but I haven't
like actually seen like how massive this box is.
I think I've seen it in a video.
Yeah,
I've
seen it at conventions and stuff. Like it's like on like game shelves and stuff. It's the size of my suitcase.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's a big game. It's a lot of content in the game, and the component quality is nice for the kind of game it is. For just a retail version of this game is nice components and stuff, but it's a big heavy game, and yeah, it may be a little too heavy for me, but right now I'm enjoying it. And I want to play it some more to see how much I enjoy it.
Yep. I want to play it more just to see. I think I really like it, but I need to play it more.
It might be on a too heavy for my taste and heavier at this point.
That makes sense. Yep.
But I'm willing to give it some more tries in 2026 to see what I think. But Galactic Cruise, and this was a pretty big slam dunk for a company's first game.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, they really went for it with this big giant game, and it's Asmodee is distributing it, so yeah, it's out of stock right now, but it should be coming back.
Yeah, for
soon.
sure.
Yeah, they're not going to keep this out of stock. Yeah. All right, that's Galactic Cruise.
Okay, my number 6, continuing on the VGA thing.
Okay.
Is Twinkle Twinkle.
Okay.
It's a tile layer where you're going to be picking from one of the first 5, and then depending on which one you pick is your turn order for next round. You want to try, there's constellations where you're trying to get at least up to 1 to 8, and then depending on that you score differently. There's comets that, well, each tile that it scores differently depending on the game. Asteroids, I think, want to be next to each other.
Yeah.
The comets want to be next to the constellations, and then there's like black holes and stuff, and it's just been a fun tile layer.
Yeah, I like that you can change up how each type of thing scores between each game, which is cool. And I do enjoy you might be taking a better tile of this round and placing it on in your solar system, but you're going to be picking later in the next one. Yeah.
And then you can see what's coming up next too, so you can see if you want to go first and try to really get that tile, but that tile isn't very good for you.
Oh yes, that one is definitely one I played a lot of this year, and I think we played quite a bit of space games this year.
Yep.
And this one is on the lighter side of those games, and I appreciate that every once in a while. But yeah, it did not make my top 10 this year, but it's one that was definitely in the rankings. Yeah, All Play just keeps making these like $40 games that are just really good.
Yep.
All right. So my number 6 is going to be a worker placement game from Incredible Dream, and that is called Kinfire Council. Yeah, so Kinfire Council is set in that world, the Kinfire world with the Kinfire Delve and Kinfire Chronicles and those games. But this is going to be a worker placement game where you have the faction, and you are going to be played as council members, and each and it's going to be an elevated board, so there's going to be 3 different tiers to it, and it's going to cost you a certain amount of money to visit the higher end tiers, and each character just has a game breaking power to it. Like one player gets to spend all the tax money for themselves, like they get to embezzle all the tax money another player doesn't have to pay for, like my power for the game I played most recently, I didn't have to pay the taxes to visit the higher tiers. And another player gets to break ties on votes because you're going to be able to vote for different decrees to go off. Like every round, end of round, you're going to vote for what decree is going to come out. Some of them are going to be bad things, preventing bad things from happening, and other things are going to be giving rewards to people. And you can vote multiple times for each decree, and you're gaining these resources. And there's also cultists that are in the game. They're kind of like bad guys that are going to be infiltrating, and they can actually win. So you not only are trying to win the game, but you're also trying to beat your other players. You're also trying to be having a higher score than they are. Or if you think that they're going to win, you can bet on them, and you can betray everyone and go with the cultists, and you could win by being one of them. So it's one of those games where you can kind of try and win yourself, or you can shift your focus and let the bad guys win. But when that happens, though, people are going to start getting in your way, and they're going to go to spots that you want to go to and stuff. And yeah, it's a really fun game. I enjoyed it. A lot of resource management, and resources are tight in this game.
Oh, they are?
I think they're pretty tight. I was having a hard time with resources myself, and it didn't seem like there was ever a point where, oh, this person has so many resources of all types. Like, they'll have a lot of one resource, but then they'll be struggling to get the other types of resources. And there's some resources that are more valuable than others, like the Kinfire resource is super hard. And then every round more monsters come out that are on the cultist side, and you can defeat them to get points or stop them from becoming powerful. Yeah, it was a fun experience. It played in about 2 hours or so I wasn't too unhappy with the length of the game. So I kept my interest for the length that it was. Yeah. Kinfire Council.
It's one I haven't tried yet, but I'd like to.
Yeah.
I've played Kinfire Delve and really like that.
Cool. Yeah. I don't play too many solo games anymore like I used to, but it's one that I'm interested in trying for sure.
My number 5 is the first one I didn't play on BGA. It's actually, I was randomly at Barnes & Noble and picked it up. The next 2 are like that. And it's a tile layer called Fountains.
Oh, yes. I've seen that played. I haven't played it yet.
You're going to have these 5 or 6 stacks of different fountain tiles, and they're in weird shapes, and you're going to have your pawn on the board, and you move it, I think it's 1, 2, or 3 spots, and then depending what spot you move, you get that tile. And on this board, there's scoring options, like I think it's frogs, the colors of fish, and something else. And so depending on where you move, if you put the green tile on the green spot, it'll start that scoring for frogs. So you could know that and block your opponent from doing that. But then there's also the tile laying part where you get the tile and you can place it to the side and you want to try to have water flowing through it, or you can place it on top as long as it's a legal move. And it's just one that's been really fun.
Yeah, that was one I wanted to try. I know like Joseph Chen and a couple other people were playing this game at OrcaCon, and I wanted to get in on that, but I was stuck playing another game at the time, and so I didn't quite get into trying that, but I ended up playing a couple other games instead. But yeah, it's one I'm interested in trying at some point.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Is it on the lighter side of gaming?
I'd say it's pretty light, yeah.
Okay, right on. Sweet. Awesome. Fountains.
Yep.
Awesome. All right, my number 5 is a little card game from Thunderworks Games called Fliptoons.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Fliptoons. I played it actually for the first time in person this month, actually. And yeah, it's a little deck building game where you are flipping over cards from your personal deck to to run like a cartoon, I guess, of sorts. Like you're hiring these different characters, like animal characters, to put on a show for you, and they're going to be worth a certain number of points, and you spend those points to hire and fire characters into your deck and from your deck, and you play until a certain threshold is crossed, and then that goes to the final showdown where everyone just does one final episode, and whoever has the most points in that one will win the game. It's a cute little game. I'm glad it's finally getting another printing. And it's like a $20 game, so
it's
worth
cheap.
it. Definitely one I want to get a actual physical copy of. Fliptoons, and it really does for a little card game. Like the art in that is really like drives the theme of little cartoons. It's cute artwork for sure.
It's a fun one. My number 4 is another one from Barnes & Noble. It's Critter Kitchen.
Oh, yes. Okay.
You're going to be making these dishes each round, depending on what's out there, and then you're going to be sending your workers. It's a 1, 2, or 3 worker, and depending on where you go is how many your speed, but also how many you can carry. So the 3 one is the slowest, but it can carry 3 resources, but it's going last, and then the 1 is the opposite of that. And then there's also these critics that you're trying to do at the end of the game that'll score points depending on certain things, and it's just been fun.
Okay.
And at the end of the 3rd and the 6th round, you're going to be presenting these dishes and trying to take these ingredients that you've gathered and try to make the best dish. And then depending on how much you score, I think it's over 20 or something, you get 4 stars, and then lower you get lower. And it's just been fun.
Cool. So you got this at Barnes & Noble?
Yep.
Okay.
It was just a random purchase.
Yeah, I've definitely seen it. Like, I've seen it at Level Up, and I've thought about buying it, and I might at some point, but I think this is one that I would want to try at some point. Like, I think Sharita and I should try this if you ever can bring that.
I think it'd be. I've only played it at 2. I think it'd be really good at 3.
Okay. You don't think the downtime would be too bad?
No.
Okay. I feel like that's one of the problems I have with Flamecraft, which is kind of like, I know it's not the same game, but it's the same like people, and like just downtime especially when you get 4 or 5 people, it gets to be a little bit.
I think it'd work perfectly at 3.
Okay, awesome, sweet. That's your number 4.
Yep.
All right. So my number 4 is probably my most played new game of the year.
Okay.
And that's a trading card game called Riftbound.
Yep.
The League of Legends trading card game. So just for anyone that's wondering, I've never played League of Legends before. I have zero affinity to that franchise or anything about it. And when I hear people talking about League of Legends at the Riftbound nights, I'm checked out. But the gameplay for this game is very cool. It's one of the first few, I would say, like 2nd or 3rd, like trading card game that I felt like a board game. Like I'm playing a game, and it plays well at multiplayer, and it plays well one-on-one. I like playing it one-on-one myself, just the competitiveness of it. But you have this 40 card deck and area control. You're vying for control of these battlefields, and so it's very much a area control board game in card game form, and I enjoy it. It's a race to 8 points, so it's not super difficult to do. But and you're conquering these battlefields and holding these battlefields to get points, and it's using these League of Legends characters that I've never heard of before, but and people talk so highly of it these nights, but I'm like, okay, they're just characters from this card game, right?
Yep.
I don't know what y'all know them for, but I know this guy, this Watcher guy. He's from Riftbound. He's like, oh no, he's from a League of Legends, and I'm like, okay. But I've been enjoying this game quite a bit, and it's definitely like, this is probably the card game that is getting me into competitive card games again, because I've definitely cooled on Magic. I've cooled on everything after my decade and a half of competitive trading card gameplay, this one is the one that makes me want to play card games. And second set's coming out soon. We'll see how badly they kill it with the second set. But right now, I'm enjoying it. And I'm hoping that continues, but also my wallet's not.
Yep. That's the trouble with those kind of games.
Yes. So that's one of the things. My wallet is hoping that it doesn't do well, but also I want to keep enjoying this game.
Yep. That sounds really cool. I don't know much about it, but it sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's really fun. All right. That's my number 4, Riftbound.
Mine is a 2-player game and also a sequel to a series, a long-running series now at this point. It's Azul Duel.
Okay. Right on.
And this one, it's very similar to the first Azul, but it's, I feel like it's more puzzly. You're going to be drafting tiles the same way, but then you also have these tiles that you want to do, and there's scoring tiles too, like get horizontal, vertical. I think there's one where you want to cover up, I think it's the wild one.
Yeah, the 3 surrounding it.
Yeah, that one. I lost my train of thought. But it's just really fun. It's not my favorite Azul, but it's definitely up there.
Sure. Yeah, this one did not make my top 10 this year. I know, like, Sharita really enjoys Azul, and she bought the dual version. I still like a 2-player base Azul.
Yep, I like them both.
Yeah, I think, like, 2-player Azul, base Azul is my preferred way to play regular base Azul. I just like how, like, it just feels more cutthroat than other ones.
For sure, yep.
But, yeah. There's some cool aspects for this, for sure. I like that you're building your board. And the other game, you could when you're playing with that side, you could, if you weren't very well versed in this game, you could have really screwed yourself up if you're playing the blank board and just building it up. But with this one, like, you can't because you have structure to it. But I mean, you can still screw yourself up, but the worst you can do is you just can't place things. But yeah, I enjoy this one a lot. It just doesn't replace Azul at 2 players for me, and that's kind of what I look for with these dual games. And when a dual game doesn't do that, I don't know. It feels a little off-putting to me. Like, it promises me something that doesn't fulfill on. Yeah, but it's still cool, and the bonus system that they have in this game, in the first come first serve, with every thing, like, you could take a tile, you could take a bonus, you could take these circular discs to place on your board.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which, if you get 2 of them of 2 of the same color, or 3 of any, you can make it like the one last red one you need or something. Yeah,
the bonus thing is a cool idea, and I think when, like, down at the end when you get to like 6 or you need like 6 or 7 of it of one type, and it's like, how are you supposed to do that? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I said what I said about it.
What's your favorite Azul? Is it the first one?
I think so. Summer Pavilion's okay, but it's just...
That's actually, a lot of people, it's their favorite, or like, the second one, it's my least favorite of all of them.
Summer? Yeah, it might. I haven't played Sintra or Queensguard.
Those are my 2 favorites.
I haven't played those yet, but I will at some point. All right. So my number 3 is a crossover with you, and that is going to be Zenith.
Nice.
Yeah, Zenith is a really fun 2-player game, and I think the more I play it, the more I appreciate the intricacies of it. And there is definitely some strategy to taking things away, but it doesn't feel too punishing, though, because when you're stealing things away from people, the only thing you're really doing is making their discounts go away. And it improves your own discounts, and resources can be a little bit tight at times, which I do. It's very feast or famine with this. When you either are really like scrounging for credits and Zenithium, or you just have a ton of it. But you still got to be careful though. You can't just you can't just expect to drop 12 credits on this card and expect to just be okay for the next round.
Yep. Nope.
Yeah, I enjoyed this one a lot, and I definitely want to get a copy.
Same here.
I want to show it off to some people for sure, and share the love of this game, because I feel like this is this is going to be a 2-player game that I'm going to be playing for years to come.
Same here.
Yeah. All right, and that's Zenith. This company actually, before we get stopped, like they just keep, they don't put too many games out, but the games that they put out though, there's some pretty solid ones.
What are the other ones?
They had Captain Flip last year, and then they have one. I forgot what the one this year is, but this one they're gonna have one this year that's gonna be hot as well. So yeah. All right.
Okay, my number 2 is another sequel.
Okay.
It's one I do not think you're a fan of. It's For Shuffle Dartmoor.
I like this one better than the base one.
Oh, you do?
Yes, this one's better than the base, but it just seems it's too long.
You're going to be basically, you have a hand of cards and there's a clearing, and you're going to be playing these trees, or the new thing in this game, the moors.
Yeah.
And you can put stuff on all 4 sides, and then you might be trying to collect a bunch of birds, and they all score like either different birds, or you get 3 points per bird. There's butterflies that are more kind of like set collection. There's ferns and all this other stuff, and it's just one I haven't played this one a lot. I've played the original a lot.
Yeah.
But I want to get this version, and it's really fun.
Yeah. I think this version has just completely replaced the base version for me.
I disagree with that.
Okay.
I like the first one more still, with the expansions, but
with the expansions, okay.
I still really like this one.
I like this version better, but I still think that this game is too long for the type of game that it is.
Well, I think 2-player in person, it can go pretty quick. The longest part is the scoring.
I like how on BGA it does the scoring for me.
Yep. But in person, the scoring can be, there is an app that makes it easier, though.
Sure. Yep. Okay. Right on. Yeah, it's one that again, with Sharita, I bought a copy for because this is more of her kind of game, I think. We've never played it together because I don't care for it, but I bought it for her. But yeah, it will get played in person again at some point, but yeah, it's just not one that I choose to break out. Just like if I'm gonna play a game of this length, I want something a little bit more crunchy, I guess, instead of just taking cards, discarding cards to play cards.
I've never felt it was long. That's interesting.
Really?
Yeah. When I played it in person, it's like probably 40-45 minutes, I think. It's definitely under an hour.
Yeah, maybe I'm just not a fan of like this type of game for that length. Maybe I just want to play a game like this in 20 minutes and then call it a day. On to the good games, please. I don't know. All right, that's Dartmoor.
Yep.
For Shuffle. Cool. All right, my number 2 is also a crossover, and that is Viva Katrina.
Oh, nice.
Yes, so it's one that I've played quite a bit this year, actually. And yeah, I'm trying to get a copy. It's a French company, I want to say. And yeah, they don't have too many games, but yeah, they have no distribution in the US, no publishers picked it up, and it's one that not many people talked about this year.
I don't think so. No, I haven't heard very many people
I think
talk about
Havre might have done something, and then a couple other people may have done something, but other than that, and so yeah, if you're listening, we want to cover this game, but yeah, I'm still holding out hope for a copy of this. It gets played on BGA, but it's definitely one that's gonna need to be played more in person if it wants to have a real shot of having staying power for me. But yeah, it's one that I've enjoyed my plays of it, and it's been one of the better tile drafting games that I've played.
Yeah, it's really fun.
All right.
My number one is a game I didn't play until I think it was mid to late December of this year, so it shot straight up the list. And I knew I would really like it. It's a tile laying puzzle game called Shallow Sea.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, you were late to this one.
Mm-hmm. Well, as soon as I saw it, I knew I wanted to get a copy of it.
Yeah.
It has the Cascadia drafting where you have tiles and you pick the tile and in this game it's fish, but there's also another option. You can pick the fish. You always pick a fish, and then it's either a tile, like in Cascadia, or a scoring option. And then you're going to there's these sea life tokens or sea life scoring ones, and they might say you want to have 3 of the same coral type completed in the right going direction, so it's got like the spatial thing too. And you're also trying to arrange these fish, because the tile will have like green, red, purple, something like that, and if you get all those, you can flip it and you score that at the end of the game. And it's just one I've played a few times. It is very puzzling and I love it.
Nice. This was your number one of the year?
Yep.
Okay. I guess my number one of the year would be a little surprising too, but yeah. The way you're describing this game, it feels like it combines Reef and Cascadia.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's cool. Like I like Cascadia a lot, and I'm buddies with Randy and whatever. I don't care for Reef too much. Underwater theme is pretty if done well. The art on the cover looks fine, but yeah, it's one I would try. But it wasn't one that was on my radar at all. But yeah, but you enjoyed it, and it's worth the try, for sure. And it's number one of the year.
I don't know if it'll be number one for everybody, but for me it was.
Yeah, number one of the year.
Yep.
Okay. Gets Jamie's seal of excellence.
Yep.
Alrighty, cool. So you got it a month ago. Not to put you on the spot.
Yep.
How many times have you played it?
Well, I wanted to try all the scoring tiles because you put 10 of them in, I think it is, each game.
Yeah.
So I've probably played it like 4 or 5 times.
Okay, that's a decent amount for in a month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right. Yeah, so 2025, at least for me, has been the year of new publishers and independent publishers and foreign games. I played a lot of games from, not too many from the US, and a lot of like foreign games from Asia, Europe, a lot of European stuff. This one's is an independent game that I backed on Kickstarter, and as anyone that knows me knows, I back very few Kickstarters.
Yep.
This one was one that had like a special going on. The theme appealed to me a little bit. It looked adorable, and they had a pay what you want sort of tier.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, so you could pay. It was, I think it was a minimum of $5 up to however much you were willing to pay. How much is this game worth to you? They sent the print and play files plus you get the game, and then you just had to pay shipping basically. Yeah, and I'm sure you know what this is.
I have no clue what this is.
No clue what this is? This is Doomcat.
I don't know what that is.
Doomcat? Okay, so Doomcat is a roll and write game. Yeah. You haven't played Doomcat with me?
I don't know.
Maybe not. Yeah, Doomcat is an adorable little like roll and write game, in which you are going to be rolling these dice. They're little tiny dice, and you get these 2-player boards that you're going to be like drawing lines on them and creating intersections, kind of like pentagrams of sorts. And you are going to be rolling the dice, connecting. They have numbers on candles with numbers on them. You're connecting from one candle to another, and at the end of the round, whatever die you don't use from the 3 dice is going to be a die that your cat is going to be knocking over, and you don't get to use that candle for the rest of the game. And then there's an endless amount of scoring objectives for it, and you can also play with the familiars that you have, which can give you a special player power and count against you for points and stuff. But yeah. Doomcat, it's a cute little game where you're just drawing lines, connecting intersections, drawing these little pentagrams for doing these like rituals of sorts, and it's a super cute game. It's a very small publisher, the same publisher and designer that did Park Life, the little trick-taking game with the hedgehog in the parks. Yeah, it's that company. I wonder if I have I don't have it's in the other room. Otherwise I'd show you. But yeah, it's a cute little game. It's a little tiny box like this, and it plays up to 6 players. And yeah, and it plays in 15-20 minutes, and yeah, it's a cute little game actually. And it's just the roll and writes are one of those things that genres that always hit the table here.
Yeah, they do a lot.
Yeah, and it plays solo up to 6, and there's so many different objectives to make the game like infinitely replayable. And yeah, it's fun. Like playing these different intersections to try and meet these different objectives. And yeah, I really enjoy it, and the box art is really adorable. So the art's super cute on all the illustrations on all the cards. Yeah,
I remember that game now that you describe it. We played it once. Yeah, and it was fun.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that like I enjoy it. A lot of the people that I teach it to, they're like, what do you like about this game so much? And I'm like, it's adorable, and it plays super easily, and you at high and low player counts, and it's easy to teach people, and it's easy to get to the table. Like, what more could you want from a little roll and write game? Yeah. And they have plushes that are the Doom Cat you can buy that are super cute. Yeah, and that is Doom Cat. That was my number 1 for the year. There was a couple of like things that were close to making it. I definitely had some that did you have any like honorable mentions?
I did, but I didn't keep them on here.
Okay.
Thin Span was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Trying to think what else. What other ones did you have?
Raw and Right. The roll the flip and right raw. That was really fun. I enjoy that one a lot. Parks Second Edition was I didn't want to put second editions, otherwise that would have been my number 3, and then also my number 1 would have been Magical Athlete. Would have been my number 1. It would have been my number 1 of the year. If I was including the re-implementations and stuff. And then Santorini Second Edition would also have been on there, but it's basically the same game as Santorini, just with upgraded components of sorts and more powers, more player powers. So it replaced First Edition. So had 3 second editions that replaced First Editions.
That's
for me, plus Ron Wright, and Gatsby was one of my honorable mentions.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought you didn't like that one.
I did enjoy that one. Thought that one was okay. Was good. Leaders was one that was in the top 20. A lot of 2-player games this year, and a lot of independent games. Map Masters was really close to making it. That one,
I need to play that more.
That one is just now coming out to retail. So excited for that one. And that company has a couple other games I'm looking forward to for 26. But yeah, the biggest things were Magical Athlete and Park Second Edition would have been up on that list. But I also just wanted to talk about brand new games.
That makes sense, yep.
And so, yeah. So those, let me see. I think that's all I really have. Crafting the Cosmos was probably in my top 12. It might be 11 or 12. That one was almost in my top 100.
Yeah, that one's really fun.
Yeah, that one. It has a few little the intricacies to it though that make it a little trickier to teach people. But other than that, the way you're moving the little balls around, it's cute. Not the most affordable game, but
it isn't?
It's like $80.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's expensive.
Yeah, it's like an $80 game. Last I checked. at least for the retail.
I didn't
copy.
realize that.
Yeah, I think it's like an $80 retail game, if I remember correctly. But yeah, that's my top 10. Have anything that you wanted to add?
I don't think so.
Awesome. And that is our top 10 for 2025. I will see you next year for, or the end of this year, I should say. Probably revisit this list maybe a little bit. And stay tuned. Coming very soon, we have our top 100 games of all time, where Jamie and I are going to count down our top 100 of all time. I'm going to do my top 50 with Shrita. We started recording that earlier in the week. And yeah, those are going to be exciting videos to watch. I'm excited to see how your games have moved around in that, for sure.
Yeah. Changing from 50 to 100, it added a lot of new games, so.
Yes, for sure. So thank you everyone for watching, and have a great rest of your day. See ya.
Bye.